Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to my little kitchen in Glen Eden. Tonight, I'm going to make my vegan smoky bean soup. I have to be honest with you, I have not made this recipe before. So I'm trusting in the powers above. It's got a really, really good rating on Cook I Do. So Cook I Do is the recipe database that we use with the Thermomix. So there's about 50,000 recipes on there. And the way I found this recipe was I just searched for vegan soup and this came up. Hence the reason I'm doing it tonight. So if you don't know what a Thermomix is, this is a Thermomix here. It's basically the ultimate kitchen appliance. It replaces 12 traditional appliances. And you'll see tonight some of the features that it has. The way we sell these is simply through meeting with a consultant and doing a demonstration. They're amazing machines. I got mine in August last year. Kerry, when did you get yours, my sweet?
Yeah, also around about the same time, Si.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this machine has transformed the way that we cook and we eat. We're now eating a lot healthier. We're eating a lot faster, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes out and show you the different components that comes with the Thermomix, and then I'm going to finish all shop talk and just do some cooking. So the Thermomix comes with a baroma. So a baroma is basically a double steaming system. So while you're cooking your whatever your soup or your curry or whatever they're cooking on the base, you can be steaming up top as well. You can even cook whole chickens in here. You can cook pork belly, all sorts. I'm doing a recipe next week called a steamed ricotta and eggplant lasagna. And the way you cook it, you actually put a casserole dish in the baroma, you put it on top and it steams. So instead of going in the oven, so I've never tried a steamed lasagna before, but it's got a good rating, it sounds yummy. So your Thermomix.
When you're cooking that, Si?
What's that?
When are you going to be cooking that? When can everyone see that?
I'm thinking Tuesday.
Cool.
But I'm not sure why Tuesday, because, we need to talk to you guys about our cook-off too, Kerry.
Yep.
So it comes with a simmering basket as well. So this sits inside the bowl. You can use this to steam anything, basically. I've steamed buckwheat in here, rice, vegetables, whatever you like. It also comes with a butterfly whisk. So if you want to whip things up, pavlovas, custards, sorbets, ice cream, no problem at all. It comes with a high temperature frying lid. So when you are frying in the Thermomix, this just stops the fat and the oil from splattering all over the place. And that all comes with your Thermomix, guys. So when you buy a Thermomix, you're basically set and ready to go. I'm just going to put these to the back. Okay, so I've been busy getting my ingredients together. So first thing I'm going to do is locate my recipe. Because the TM6 is internet connected, I can search the recipe database straight on my screen. So I'm just going to go into the search, and I can search by ingredients, I can search by diet, I can search by recipe name, anything, it's all there. So I'm just going to search for the word Smokey. Okay, and when I go into Smokey, I've got 92 recipes come up. But what I'm going to do is do the smoky Mexican bean soup. The recipe I'm doing tonight is guided cooking. So the Thermomix will take me through step by step by step by step. So as I say, I've never made this recipe before. So I'm just going to follow the recipe through and it should come out perfectly. The first part of the recipe, I'm going to make my sour cream. Now my sour cream is going to be made out of nuts. So the first step on the screen is asking me for 60 grams of blanched almonds. When I'm normally cooking, I normally disregard the blanched bit and I use raw almonds. But tonight I thought I just better follow the recipe exactly. I'm just going to zero my scales, and I'm going to weigh my 60 grams of blanched almonds directly into the bowl. Here we go. Do you do much cooking with nuts, Kerry?
Yeah, quite a lot. We've started cooking quite a few. But I've also been someone who just sort of throws in almonds. When a recipe asks for almonds, I just throw, or blanched almonds, I'll just throw in whatever nuts I've actually got.
Yeah.
Or when I say almonds, I don't
exactly
worry about it. Yeah.
So after my 60 grams of almonds, I'm going to add 60 grams of raw cashews.
Mm.
Here we go.
And this is making the cream, huh?
Yeah, I've never made a sour cream before.
Me neither.
I'm going to be interested to see how this one goes. On the picture, it looks just like sour cream. It looks phenomenal.
Mm.
Okay, so I've got my 60 grams of cashew nuts, 200 grams of water. Here we go. Oh, Kerry, that bread is smelling amazing.
I can't wait to see that coming out the oven.
I tell you what, when you did your cook last night with that sun-dried tomato pasta, whoa.
Yeah, it was good.
So good.
Yeah, like I said, there was no leftovers and we were craving it for lunch today. That was for sure.
So I've added my 200 grams of water, pushing the next button, 60 grams of brown onion. So because the Thermomix will actually chop everything down for me, I'm not concerned about the size of my onion pieces. So here I've just got a whole half an onion. Just going to shove it in. That's 38. So we'll do a quarter. 55. Oh my goodness, Kerry, the excitement. A little bit more.
Have you got the lotto? Have you got it?
Woohoo! And also into here, I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. This is my freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now, I'm assuming the lemon juice is going to do some kind of chemical magicalness.
Mm.
1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
This is like a magic cookbook, hey? I can't wait to see what it comes out like.
Yeah, I'm really quite mystified.
Yeah.
I know my sister makes a lot of her own nut milks and nut creams in it. So she uses cashew nuts, she uses almonds. So she's quite used to doing things like this.
Awesome.
Pinches of salt. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we are just going to crush all this down. So the instruction just tells me we're going to run for 20 seconds, and I'm going to run the motor at speed number 9. So speed 9 is the speed we use when we're milling things. So for example, if we're turning rice into rice flour, if we're turning sugar into icing sugar, if we're turning buckwheat into buckwheat flour. So what this is going to do is just pulverize it all down. So it's going to get really, really loud for 20 seconds, but hang in there. Here we go. Okay, hit the next button, straight down the sides of the bowl. In case you guys are wondering just what I did there at the oven, so with my bread, which has been sitting in the cast iron pan with the lid, I've just taken the lid off. So it's had 35 minutes cooking with the lid on, and now it's going to cook for around 12 minutes with the lid off. Just remind me to set my timer, Kerry.
Will do.
So I'm just going to scrape my bowl down. Wow, this is almost like a milk consistency now.
Oh.
I'll show you guys once I've scraped it down.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a slightly thick milk. Here we go. The reason I'm scraping it down is because the next step of the recipe is actually we're going to cook this mixture. So we just need to get all the contents that are on the top round the bowl. Can you see that, Kerry?
Yeah, we can, Si, yeah.
Okay. Oh, now I'll just pour straight up the side again. So we can hit the next button, insert our measuring cup and top. So now what we're going to do, we're going to cook this for 5 minutes at 90 degrees. So the Thermomix has precise temperature control. That's why it's so good for things like sous vide, slow cooking, yogurt fermentation, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to spin this straight to number 3. And this is going to cook for 5 minutes.
It's certainly going to be lots of fun.
Amazing.
I can just imagine those smells.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hang on. I don't know if you can see this.
Wow. It's a little bit dark, but we can see.
Okay. I'll put it out here so hopefully you can see it. So it's actually set a bit like porridge. And it's this light, actually more like a bechamel sauce.
Ah.
Look at that. I've got a feeling I should have got a bigger container. That actually makes a lot. Wow. Gosh. Now, Kerry, would it be rude if I tried some?
I don't think so. A good chef always has to taste it, Si.
Thank you. Look, you can call me Julia Child, except instead of the wine, I will go and try the food.
Donna was just saying that she might have to have her iPad and the computer on because our challenge clashes with another Thermomix virtual class. What challenge is that? What thermo class, Donna, is that one that's on?
Oh, Kerry, this is absolutely amazing. It tastes like a sour cream, but it's got a slight sort of lemon flavor to it. Wow. Okay. So I'm now just going to leave this on the side just to cool down. And then once it's at room temperature, I'll put it in the fridge.
Awesome.
And this, I'll show you now one of my favorite features. Can you guess what it is, Kerry?
Is it the milling function?
No, it's a self-clean, my sweet.
Ah, we love that one.
So I'm just going to put a couple of drops of dishwashing liquid straight into my bowl. And then I'm going to drop some water in there, just enough to cover the blades. It's pretty sad when your favorite function is cleaning. I mustn't have a very exciting social life. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is exit my recipe and I'm going to go into self-clean. So I'm just going to hit the home button. I'm just going to swipe over. And this is where we access our special modes. So this is where we do slow cooking, sous vide, thicken, blend, fermentation, rice cooker. So I'm just going to select pre-clean and turn it to start. And this will take a couple of minutes and my bowl will be beautifully clean. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, I'm just returning back to my recipe. I've cleaned my bowl. What I'm going to add now into my bowl is 180 grams of onion. Again, doesn't matter what size it is because the Thermomix is going to chop it down.
Love that function too.
Oh, 188, that's all good. Oh, what the hell. You never have too much onion, Kerry.
True, very true.
It's asking for 2 garlic cloves. Do you want to count with me? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Well, obviously that also goes for that rule. You can never have too much of garlic either.
Well, that's what I figured too. I mean, garlic is just such an amazing ingredient.
Yeah, man, close to my heart.
So I'm going to add now. Oh, I better follow the recipe, eh? Too busy talking. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Go to my olive oil. Push the next button. Put the lid on. So we are now going to blitz this. So we're going to chop it up quite fine. And it's only going to take 3 seconds. And I'm only going halfway. So I'm only going to speed number 5. Here we go. Just going to get my bread out, Kerry.
Awesome. Let's see that magic.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, wow. That looks amazing.
Okay. So you can see that the onion and the garlic and the olive oil is now beautifully chopped down, but it's still quite a rough consistency. So for example, speed 5 is what I use when I'm making cauliflower rice. So I put in about 350 grams of cauliflower. I chop it up for about 5 to 6 seconds at speed 5, and it comes out just the perfect texture for cauliflower rice. So I've scraped it down, and we're just going to fry this off for 3 minutes. So soon my kitchen is going to be full of beautiful onion and garlic smells.
So how long do you leave that your bread now for in that pot for? Did I miss that, Si? How long do you leave that for?
Well, I just leave it in there till it's ready to go. But what I can actually do so this is my beautiful loaf.
That looks really yum.
Oh, and it's crusty. Like, I mean, it's got a quite thick, hard crust around it.
Ah, yummy.
So what I'm going to do, I'll just put that on a tray just to cool down. Yeah. But honestly, Kira, it's such an easy recipe. I've actually made it before by putting some chicken stock paste in it as well. And I've also made it by putting some herbs in it.
Yeah. Do you think you would be able to put it? Do you think you'd be able to put a little bit of olives in that as well, or maybe
I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, you could put whatever you liked, and I guess it's a really simple recipe.
Sounds good.
So I've just taken the lid off my can of tomatoes. I've taken the lid off my can of chipotle peppers. This is my first time making anything with chipotle peppers. So I'm a fan of quite smoky, hot food, but as I say, I've never used chipotle peppers before. But I do quite often.
What do they look like? What do they look like? I've never seen them.
I will pull one out for you.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering if I should get a teaspoon and just try a little bit.
Are they really spicy?
So it's kind of just like
can't really see.
Just like a you know when you buy peppers, just your capsicums.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, Susan will be able to tell us. How hot are they, Susan? Even if she's eating dinner.
Yeah, I think she's eating her dinner. Yeah. Oh, there she is.
They're I'd say a medium hotness, but it's more the deep smoky taste of the sauce that they're in. That's the thing, yeah.
So is it safe for me to try a little bit, or will it blow my head off?
No, just taste a little bit of the sauce that actually comes with it is nice.
Okay. Don't laugh, Kerry. Woo! Oh, that is smoky.
Smoky or hot?
It's actually really smoky, but the heat builds. It starts off just as smoky, and then soon it gets really hot.
Are you sure you should be drinking water, not milk?
Oh, I'm fine. I love hot stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So we have now cooked off our onion and our garlic. Oh man, that smells so good. And I'm going to add to that 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Have you tried making curry paste in your thermi yet, Kerry?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we actually have. We made a lovely Caribbean curry, and we made up all the spices. And note to self that the mix actually makes quite a lot. So you can either cut that recipe down by half for the spice mix, or else you can actually pass it around to a couple of friends, because it is a huge amount, but really nice. We're making all our spices now, which is great.
Wow. I've been grinding my own coriander up, which I find is really nice. So sorry, into that, here I am lying to you. I've half a teaspoon of ground coriander that I didn't grind myself.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to add 30 grams of chipotle chilies. So here we go. My scales have been zeroed. So it's about, from what I can see, just need a little bit more. Okay, wow, that was 2 and a little bit of chili. I'm going to add my 400 grams of canned and chopped tomatoes. And 70 grams of tomato paste. Have you been to Tijuana, Kerry?
No, not yet.
Oh, the margaritas there are absolutely mind-blowing.
Sounds
I
good.
think I'm an alcoholic the way I'm going.
Susan just was asking if the mix shop, if they sell the TM, what you've got, the ergo slider. And I just mentioned to Susan, no, it's not actually an official Thermomix product. But what we can do is, if anyone is interested in getting one, I know one of the other consultants has put an order in, and I think it's from the UK or Australia. And we can, obviously, if you are keen, we can take your details and see if there's still some time to get one across to you if she hasn't ordered them already, or else we'll have to wait for the next shipment.
I actually bought my one through a company called TM Essentials, and I think it was like $14. But the only issue with it is though while it slides well, when you're using the Thermomix in dough mode, it tends to slide all over your bench. Whereas the one that Kerry's talking about actually has little feet it sits on, and so when it wobbles, it doesn't move across the bench. So if you do go to TM Essentials and get one of these cheap ones, you just have to watch your thermi when it's in dough mode. You don't want it wandering off the edge of your bench.
Yeah, and it does do a walkabout on the dough mode, that's for sure.
So what I'm doing now, guys, is that I'm just cooking off my mixture for 5 minutes at 100 degrees. And we're doing this at speed number 2.
Amazing dish, and I can't wait to try it.
Okay, we are almost done. So
and I think this is what the great thing is about with these classes, that you get to try and be inspired with all these amazing dishes. That looks amazing.
It's this deep red. It's almost like the you know how you made your pasta last night with the sun-dried tomatoes. It looks a very similar sort of deep red color to that. So into this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my vegetable stock. So vegetable stock, if you don't make your own stock, you can actually use a cube stock or a couple of teaspoons of your powdered stock. I made the stock myself, and you make it fresh in the Thermomix. So there are 4 stock recipes that you can make with your thermi. So there is the vegetable stock paste, there's the chicken stock paste, the meat stock paste, and a mushroom stock paste. And the great thing I love about the stock paste is that you know exactly what's in them. There's not any secret preservatives or anything hiding down the back that could cause issues.
Exactly,
So here are my scales. And I'm now going to add 250 grams of water. And the one thing I like about this too, Kerry, is I'm only using 1 bowl. So I've not got different bowls out to weigh ingredients out or anything like that.
Isn't that the most amazing part too? Just really, really just, I know, Every time I look at my Thermomix, I go, oh, I love you. I love you.
Not more than your husband, I hope.
Never. Sometimes.
I'm not going to say anything. So into my mixture now, I've bought two cans of beans. So they're both 400-gram cans. One was red kidney beans, and the other one is just an assorted bean mix. I've drained the beans and I've rinsed them out. So what I'm going to do now is add the 400 grams, so now 250 grams of each type of bean, straight into my bowl. Like that. And I'm also going to add in the next set calls for 120 grams of frozen corn. I love corn. It's just so good the way it sweetens everything up.
Yeah, us too.
Zero the scales, then 120 grams.
That is just a little miracle in a packet. I love that corn. Corn is just amazing.
You know what I started doing? As a kid, I used to eat it with butter. Now I just put a little bit of olive oil on it with salt and pepper.
You're showing your age now.
Well, I'm not actually trying to be healthy. I mean, you can tell that. But I just find it's really, really yummy.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
And also into this, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of oregano.
Oh, those herbs, they're just like elevating that dish for sure now.
And my bowl is almost at the maximum point. So the Thermomix bowl holds 2.2 litres. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper.
That's a really nifty gadget.
$30. Briscoe's on sale. Can't go wrong. I know. Putting my lid on. And again, guys, I've never made this recipe before. All I'm doing is following the steps on the screen, and they take you through step by step. This is now going to cook for 5 minutes at 90 degrees. Alrighty. Oh, guys. Wow. This smells.
What's it smelling like?
Oh,
tell us.
It's smelling absolutely divine.
Paint us a picture, Si. Paint
smoky.
us. Yeah.
Sorry?
Paint us a picture. What does it smell like?
It's a very tomatoey, smoky flavour. You can tell there's a little bit of heat in there. But hopefully that the heat levels will be okay, because I am actually feeding my mother tonight. So I certainly don't want to be blowing the head off an 84-year-old woman, because that just wouldn't be very helpful. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is just grab my soup spoon, and I'm just going to ladle out. Wow, this smells so good. So the way I'm going to serve this up, I'm just going to put a couple of spoons in. I'm going to put on some of my almond sour cream. Gosh, look at that, guys. It is so soft. It looks just like cream. It's amazing.
Wow.
So I'm just going to put some of that on the top. Maybe put a little bit more. I'm just going to sprinkle on a little bit of roughly chopped coriander. And that's our dish pretty much done, guys. Put a spoon on the side, and we're ready to go. I'll bring it closer to the camera. How's that? Oh,
There we are. Yeah, that looks absolutely
beautiful.
Amazing. I'm just blown away with that cream. I think that is amazing.
It's quite amazing what you can do with nuts, hey?
Hey, amazing. That dish looks absolutely rocking it.
Just in the interest of not killing my mother with heat, I'm just going to try a little bit. That's beautiful. It's got a real smoky flavour, but there's hardly any heat in it. But I think what I'd do if I was making this for me, I would probably put maybe another 1 or 2 chilies in there. But yeah, it's beautiful flavour. We'll find out. But have a great night, and I'll email you guys tomorrow. See you later.
Cool.